Like, it felt good. It felt good to be here in this position, playing in this arena. You know, it's just been a long journey from having those 2 knee surgeries and watching the team last year and finally getting a chance to lace them up for the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs. It's nothing like it.
It's your boy Terry Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Josue, Joel, and Sean.
And the Celtics lead their best-of-7 series 2-0 over the Pacers after a 99-91 comeback win in Game 2. Now the series shifts over to Indiana for Games 3 and 4. Welcome to a special playoff edition of the Causeway Street Podcast. I'm Joel Pavone, and to the left of me, I got Sean Dutra.
Hello, hello.
It's a 2-man show today as Sway's on the road in Indy. We'll be checking with him in just a little bit, but first, Sean, what do we think about the Celtics after the first 2 games here in Boston?
Well, I can say one thing definitively. That's the Pacers are way fucking worse than I thought they were. I mean, this is a garbage team. This is the whole question coming. But since Oladipo went down, was like, hey, when are they gonna start playing like shit like they're supposed to? Oh, it's right now. It's right now. They're playing like shit. So
see, if Sway was here, we'd both would be like, the Pacers are who we thought they were.
Yeah. See, I thought they'd be a little bit better than this.
Look, I mean, give them some credit. From when Oladipo went down up until the last few weeks of the season, effort is going to win you some games in the regular season. We've seen that even with Brad Stevens' teams early on in his tenure. But when the playoffs start and you got playoff experience versus inexperience, those are the little things that are going to make a difference.
Yeah, I still don't think the series is 100% over yet, like many would think. I think that
it's in a good direction, though. It's heading in a good direction.
Exactly. It's all going to be about how the Celtics play. In Indiana, Celtics have been a pretty subpar road team all year.
Yeah,
Indiana's been a pretty good road team.
Yeah, what did they say? The series doesn't begin until until the road team wins a game.
Yep, exactly. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think though you should be feeling pretty good. I mean, I came into the series thinking Celtics in 7 barely.
Jesus.
I think I'm feeling a little more confident about that now. But okay, let's look at the first 2 games though. Let's look at the first 2 games.
Let's do that.
Just because the Celtics haven't been playing lights out either.
No, you're right. But they're coming up big at times where, and during the regular season, they didn't.
I'll give you that. Yeah. They're not playing a full game still.
Yeah, no, you're right. And neither are the Pacers.
Right.
First of all, both teams shot horribly in Game 1.
Yeah, Game 1 was one of the worst games I've ever watched.
Those who didn't see the game and you saw the final score, you're like, oh, okay, this is the end of the third quarter, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the game.
No, that's the end of the game.
That's the end of the game. We're talking about like a throwback, like 90s playoff game there. Between the old school Heat and like Knicks rivalry for a second there.
Exactly. Or like the 04 Pistons game.
There you go. The Pistons, like pure defense. But
seriously,
I don't know. I guess for lack of a better term here, I don't think defense played a huge role in Game 1. I just think both teams were maybe like Game 1 jitters.
Yeah, I think both teams just came out and couldn't shoot the basketball to save their lives.
They just came out flat. Both teams shot in the mid 30% range.
Right. So give it to the Celtics. Give it to them. They won the game, right?
Pacers fell apart in the third quarter, and the Celtics took advantage.
Celtics still didn't score over 90 points.
No, they still haven't. No. I mean, yeah, they did in game. They still haven't reached 100 points.
Right, which is not good.
Yeah.
Not good. But so here's my thing. Can they beat the Pacers the way they're playing right now? Yeah. Kyrie Irving went off. Great game by Kyrie. Jason Tatum looked great.
37 points for Kyrie. 26 for Jason Tatum. Yeah, so far those two have been your leading scorers for the Celtics.
And they've both of them have looked good. Mm-hmm. But you are still getting they looked good in game 2.
Yeah.
You're still getting pretty inconsistent performances from the team overall.
Yeah. Marcus Morris.
Great game 1. Then didn't show up game 2.
Nope.
Jaylen Brown. Okay, game 1.
Well, you know what?
All right, game 2. Nothing spectacular.
I felt like in game 1, he defensively he did pretty well on Bogdanović.
Sure.
Game 2, he was in foul trouble. Good old Tony Brothers You know how he refs. No one likes that dude.
No one likes Tony Brothers. I think every team in the league
but I felt like
sees Tony Brothers and feel like they're getting screwed.
In this series so far, why is Bogdanovich getting the benefits of these calls? Like, he's not an all-star.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I know he's picked up the slack a little bit since Oladipo's gone down, but you would think Bogdanovich was like Paige or Stojakovic out there or something. I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Someday, maybe.
Maybe.
Either way, the Celtics are still getting inconsistent performances. I'm worried about their health. I'm worried about Horford.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the way Baynes has been playing. I don't think either of them are fully healthy.
Yeah, Horford, either it's a bug or I'm hoping it's nothing worse than that.
I hope so too. I don't know what has been bothering him. I saw him questionable.
Yeah. They said he was ill.
Okay.
I don't know if it was like food poisoning that they obviously they didn't go into detail.
I don't know if he had food poisoning game 1 either, but.
Well, I mean, he did come up big defensively in both games, double-digit rebounds in both games, huge block. And at the end of game 2, I think Horford, Baynes, they're watching their minutes.
Sure. Maybe they're using them because they don't have to right now. I'm not sure.
I really don't want to see a lot of Tice. Tice in spurts is I guess okay.
Right.
For now.
But I think like even though we're watching this team and they're beating up on the Pacers. Great. The Pacers, we thought they were going to be better. They're coming out. They suck. What does this mean though? Like if you beat the Pacers, okay.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about this in the last, few episodes.
But do you think,
I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, right? Took care of home court.
Yeah, but okay, let's hypothetically say.
Okay.
They go into Indiana and they take care of business and they sweep the Pacers.
Okay.
All
right.
Even for me right now, I'm saying that as a pretty high possibility of what's going to happen.
Okay.
Based on the way the Pacers have played. Okay.
All right. But based on like your original prediction and a lot of other analysts' predictions, isn't that a good thing because that gives more time for Smart to heal up?
I mean,
we just talk about Horford and Baynes.
Yeah,
and, gives them some time to heal up, and
I think it does, and that'll be a big thing for the Celtics. But like, here, my biggest question is: okay, you beat the Pacers, who obviously were probably a worse team than the Nets, the Magic, maybe right there with the Pistons right now, right?
What about the Pistons? That's
they're about
that's brutal.
I didn't say the Pistons were better than them,
all right.
I mean,
all right. Because that's another.
If you're going to take the worst 2 teams in the entire NBA playoffs right now,
well, that's another.
It's the Pacers and the Pistons.
I mean, that's another thing. I mean, not to get too ahead of ourselves. I mean, the Bucks are probably going to sweep the Pistons, right? So that you don't want the Bucks resting and having all that time off.
Sure.
So if the Celtics could take care of the Pacers this weekend, why not? Right?
Okay. Here's the point I'm trying to get to, though.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this a good or bad thing for the Celtics? Because
if they sweep,
all right, against a really bad team, and then they think we got it all fixed, then you go into Milwaukee thinking the switch has been flipped and you're good to go, and you're gonna go into a buzzsaw, an absolute buzzsaw. I mean,
well, maybe it depends how they win in Indiana.
Sure.
If they smack Indiana in both games, well, I'm talking about like over 110 points scored in each game.
They need to score the basketball. They need to score 100 points.
And we're talking about 4, 5, 6 players in double figures instead of the 3 that we've seen in the first 2 games. Then, all right.
I guess I'm just concerned.
Maybe that is a good thing. But if they're barely winning these games, right, then okay, yeah.
I don't think the Celtics are there yet. I don't think the Celtics are there yet.
Okay, no, that's fair. It's only a 2-game sample. I get you.
You know what I mean?
I get you. But
even if they sweep, I don't think they're there yet.
All right.
I don't think they prove anything by beating the Pacers.
Okay. No, you're right.
And I know you said that I was going to say this. I know you said I was going to say this, but I am still going to say this because I was going to give them credit for beating the Pacers, but the Pacers suck. They just suck. I thought they would be way better than they were, and they just suck.
Wait, you don't know what's going to happen.
And you get down by them both games by double digits.
The problem with Indiana,
you're still not playing a full game.
No, I get you, but the problem with Indiana is, and everyone can say, "Oh, Oladipo is the factor, right? Is the only factor." I don't know about that because at least with the Celtics, you have 2 or 3 guys that can get their own points, that can score the basketball when you need a bucket. The Pacers don't have that. Even if you were to throw Oladipo in the mix. Like, Bogdanovich doesn't create his own shot.
No.
You know,
They don't have a score.
Darren Collison, Evans he's been up and down. So I don't know. I don't think Oladipo is the only reason why the Pacers are playing the way they've been playing in the first two games. But
yep. By getting Sway on the phone, I mean it seems like to me that they are doing like exactly what they should be doing right now. Yeah. But not at the level that they should be doing it at.
Okay.
Like they should be beating the Pacers, but they should be beating the Pacers by a lot more. They shouldn't be coming back against this team. Like, yeah, I know we gave the Pacers a lot of credit, but now that you actually watch them on the court, it's like this team should not be ahead by double digits at all against the Celtics. Never mind 2 games in a row.
Yeah. The Celtics came out flat in game 2, right?
They didn't come out flat in game 2.
Yeah, they did.
No, the game 2 started. I remember I was like, "Whoa, it's gonna be a different kind of game." It started with back-to-back threes, and it was up and down for like the first 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of the game.
And then Indiana got going.
Exactly.
And then they went on their 10-0 run.
Yeah.
And then I felt like the Celtics were playing catch up all the way until the beginning of the fourth quarter.
They were.
And when you got guys like Morris who are not hitting shots off the bench, Hayward got going eventually. The Celtics bench, they have to outscore the Pacers bench.
Yeah. Well, you can't just rely on, you're not going to win with 60 points being scored between Tatum and Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I agree.
65. You need someone else. Where's Hayward been? I mean, this is supposed to be. Well, playing so well coming into the playoffs.
So far he's been the only consistent guy off the bench in both games.
Sure, but I don't think he's been who we both thought.
Well, 10 points in game 1, 13 points in game 2.
It's not enough.
It's not enough, but
it's not enough when you don't have Horford playing 100%. It's not enough when you don't have Marcus Smart. It's not enough when you don't have a consistent Marcus Morris.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not you need him to be 15, 16 points easy a night and a consistent threat.
Yeah.
Not this guy that just shows up for a couple plays in a row and then seems to sort of go back into the shadows. So,
well, I think that's when the Celtics are at their best, when you have multiple guys scoring in double digits. So again, not great wins in the first 2 games, especially in game 1.
But here's the great part. They could probably throw up all over their shoes in the next 2 games and fucking still sweep them. I mean, I can't believe how bad this Pacers team is.
But you sound angry about it.
I am angry about it. I got duped, man. I got Oladipo duped.
Did you bet on the Pacers?
No, but I
one of these games?
You know what? I stopped myself. I was driving home from work before the game, and I said, I need to see what the spread is on the Pacers game. They're gonna cover the spread. I'm glad I didn't. I just can't believe the amount of hype this Pacers team got, and they fucking suck. They are awful. I look at the lineup.
There was too much hype though with Bogdanovich. That's what I think.
Well, it wasn't even Bogdanovich. The question was who's going to score? And it's don't worry about it. They got enough guys on the team. They'll figure it out. No, they can't figure it out. If they're on a fast break, they have no chance of scoring the basketball. They also can't seem to stop anybody. Okay, they're supposed to be this great defensive team. They haven't really played great defense. The Celtics just haven't been able to score. And that's on the Celtics. That's not on the defense. I mean, they've had some really wide open looks. Marcus Morris, Jaylen Brown, but they can't shoot.
Yo, Morris was, I don't know where the hell Morris was in game 2. Yo.
I don't know.
He just seemed like he was playing for himself.
Yeah.
I know that Sway's boy. Sway's gonna get upset when we talk to him here in a little bit, but I don't know where the hell Morris was, yo.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they did the switch again.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I heard Keith was balling. Keith's been playing pretty well.
Well, too bad his team isn't balling.
No,
OKC.
No.
Down 0-2. Can't say I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, and I know we'll probably get into it in case you missed it, but shit, man.
What's going on?
The Warriors are done.
Nah, don't say that.
Warriors are done.
Don't say that.
They done.
All right, that's a little tease for you there. But right now we got We got our boy Swayze on the line, calling in from Indianapolis.
My favorite indie rock group?
Yes. You remember Swayze, right? What up, bruh?
Yo, don't compare me to that whack MTV band, all right? Bro, that was your group, all right? You're not going to say it now because it's like, what, 12, 13 years later, and you realize they're awful, but that was your group. You used to jam out to those guys.
So I'm pretty sure you came into college first day with a Swayze tour T-shirt. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Yo, I'm not gonna play me like that.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
I wasn't there, Sway. I don't know. This is what Sean tells me.
Joel's going quiet right now. Like I'm not telling the truth.
I'm just listening, Sway.
Joel's just shaking his head over here
come
on, Sway. It's not good.
That buzzing joint was pretty good, though.
Oh, that was it, huh? You downloaded all them songs.
Yeah.
This is back when you could download songs, and Joel took advantage of it.
So how's Indianapolis, man?
It's pretty shitty. I'm not gonna lie.
Worse than Cleveland, bro.
I'm not hating on this. I'm not hating on the city, man. It's just been raining all day. You know.
Yeah.
It's just been I don't know. It's not a great vibe. But I hear the rest of the weekend's gonna be good though, so that's good.
Nah, man. I've heard a lot of negative things about Indianapolis. So have fun.
Is that right?
Yeah, man. It's supposed to be like, one of the most boring cities in the world.
Really?
Yeah, man. There's literally nothing there.
Right, never.
There's what? Hey, what?
I
what
couldn't imagine.
What did you see at the airport when you came off? Like, was there any billboards of like anything cool?
No, I saw a bunch of Indy race cars.
Yeah.
Indy race car models.
Oh yeah. And guess what? The Indianapolis 500 isn't until Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend. So it's the only thing that goes on up there.
I just got to downtown though. Downtown's not too bad, and then I came across the arena. I had no idea I was that close to the arena. So
yeah. Well, there you go. So it's just gonna be to the arena and back to the hotel, huh? Nothing in between.
You know what's funny though? I went to CVS right when I got here because I want to grab some stuff, and the Lyft driver that I got that gave me a ride to CVS and back. 3 hours later, when I called him to come downtown, same dude. I call Lyft. 3 hours later, same dude. Like, what are the chances of that?
It's a Thursday night, bro.
How many Lyft drivers do you guys have in Indiana? Like, is there like 4? Like, what are the chances of that?
He's following you, bro. So
that's never happened in my life.
Your next move.
Has that ever happened to you guys?
No, never.
You're gonna have the same driver all weekend, bro.
Lyft driver? Yeah, he's gonna pick. I was like, yo, when you drop me out, I was like, yo, you gonna come get me afterwards after I'm done with dinner? Like, damn.
He's like, don't tempt me.
I'll do it.
I told him I was from Boston. He got mad. He was like, "Oh man, your Celtics whooped my team's ass last night." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh man, that's actually why I'm here, bro."
Damn right.
Go back to Boston, asshole.
Yeah, he was legit. He was legit mad. He was like, Kyrie did have a good game, but I was like, yeah, I mean, come on now. This series is going to be done before you know him.
Yeah, tell him to blame Larry Legend there for not getting more All-Stars on the squad.
You know what? Maybe Larry will be there. Maybe he'll make an appearance and help them out. They need some help. They need some luck.
Yeah, man. I was just complaining to Joel of how fucking disappointed I am.
It's Sean so mad right now
about how shitty this Pacers team is, man. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't bode well with your whole this series is going to go 6 or 7 games.
Oh, not at all.
No, I didn't say 6. He said 7.
I said 7, and I said the
Celtics are barely
maybe.
going to win.
That's right. You did say 7.
Win.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah, no.
The Celtics are barely going to win this series.
That's why I'm so pissed.
I know. I figured.
I mean, the Pacers, they're garbage. This team's a garbage team. I think they're the worst team in the NBA playoffs right now. I think they're giving the Pistons a run for their money.
Jesus.
I think so. I mean, when it comes down to it, look at the late game execution in Game 2. I mean, these guys, you can just tell they had the shakes. They were scared. You had a 3-point game. You had a chance to tie it up, and that's what you do with that possession.
They threw the ball to the stands.
To the stands.
And Matthews was so angry at I don't know who. Bro, you're the one that did that.
You did that.
You did that. No one else did that to you.
He's like, damn it for signing me.
This guy just walked past me and goes, "You talking about the Pacers right now?" Like, yeah, bro. Yeah, I am, guy. Go smoke your cigarette. Don't worry about it.
You mean the Indiana Pacers?
The Indianapolis Pacers?
Meanwhile, there's a Pacers flag over the bar here. Diehards over here.
Jesus.
Well, tell them I said their team fucking is garbage.
Trash. I mean, the Celtics, I don't know. Some people don't see it even after those first 2 games, but there's no reason why this team is not supposed to. They can't sweep these guys, And I think it's important that they do. Okay, maybe they get 1, but if you come back to Boston for Game 5 and don't stay in Boston, I mean, I'm disappointed. It's a disappointment if this thing goes 6.
Okay.
I
All right.
I agree.
So, much like the Celtics this season, this regular season, and last year's playoffs, Sway doesn't have that great of a record on the road when he travels with the squad. So,
why are you gonna bring that up?
So,
Why you gotta bring that up?
man,
Come on, man.
It's just facts.
We're just stating some facts here.
Just trying to be
The confetti game changed all that, right? So,
until you went to
They went to Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah. Didn't really work out.
How'd
that
that
was a
work
great
out, Sway?
confetti game, though.
What
That was a
happened?
great
What happened this
confetti
year?
game.
What happened this year?
I bet you thought that
Miami swing didn't really help us. work
Yo,
out too
that
well.
road trip was kind of crazy, man. 0-3, like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Even the Brooklyn one.
Brooklyn
well,
one,
this
man.
is before Brooklyn was like Brooklyn.
that one hurt you.
Still,
That one
I
hurt you
mean,
big time.
Miami, Orlando, Brooklyn, 0-3.
Yep.
You can't make it up.
This episode of the Causeway Street Podcast is brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Head over to CLNSmedia.com/win and enter the promo code CLNS50. You'll get 50% cash back on your first deposit when you bet online with BetOnline.ag. Your go-to online site for betting, sports betting, poker, man, there's all kinds of things that you can do over there. You can win big money when you head to betonline.ag, but make sure you head over to clnsmedia.com/win. And when you enter the promo code CLNS50, you'll get 50% cash back on your first deposit.
All right. So,
You can't.
let's talk about it. So, we got to talk about game 1 and game 2. Kyrie Irving, obviously doing his thing. 28.5 points so far in the first 2 games. He's averaging 49% from the field, 53 from three-point land. What do you think, man? Can he turn it up another notch? Is he going to turn it up another notch?
Absolutely. I think he can. I mean, well, how much we're talking here, you know? I mean, he flirted with a 40-point game in game 2. I think that's definitely a possibility in the 2 games in Indiana. In the second half, Kyrie, that's the Kyrie that you're going to need when you're playing against a team that has home court. You know, this team does play well when they're at home. You know, they rally behind this group, or rally behind the crowd, I should say. They also one of the better defensive teams in the East. But when it comes down to late game execution, I mean, the Celtics have them beat by a mile. I mean, and it wasn't just Kyrie. That's what's most impressive about game 2. After Kyrie, those last 2 minutes, Jason Tatum took matters into his own hands. And that was very impressive because I didn't see that coming. I remember, Joel, you mentioned Jason Tatum at this point because of how well Irving was playing. That's how well Hayward was playing, Horford. Whatever you get from Tatum is a bonus.
Yeah.
In game 2, that wasn't necessarily the case. He was one of the main guys, and that's huge for this team. Of course, Al Horford did make the tremendous stop on the defensive end. You also had Gordon Hayward hit a couple of good ones. But, I mean, you look at what Tatum did, and he assisted one of those shots from Hayward. You look what he did in the confidence and how he's not chucking up shots. He's not doing those fadeaways. He just looks very composed and very focused. And it's a really good sign for this team in the first round. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. Get it done, Celtics. You know, let's see these guys sweep them and get a little bit of rest before they don't get much rest after this. Because let's face it, whether they go past the Bucks or not, that series is going to go to the max. That one, Sean, is going to go 7 games. You know, whether the Celtics win it or not. So, you know, this is their time to get a little bit of rest throughout this postseason.
Well, do you think there's a problem? I mean, so first off, come on, man, you got to have a little more faith in Tatum. I've been trying to tell you guys.
No, it's not about having faith in him. It's
not
just
even
that,
about faith.
that the Celtics don't have to rely on him as much as they did last season.
They still do. They
Well,
still do.
I mean,
I do
as
think
you've
it's hard for him
seen,
to
as
pick his
you've
spots
seen,
when you have Kyrie
Yeah.
in the mix. You know, that's
True.
something that he didn't have to
That's true.
deal with last year, you know, or last postseason. You
That's
know?
true. But
Like
I think
the pressure's
leads
off
into
him. That's what I guess.
That leads to my other point. I mean, you've had 2 solid games from Kyrie, but other than Tatum having a good game too, who else do you feel is confident, like, is having a really good playoffs, first 2 games of the playoffs? Because in my opinion, this team, first off, they haven't scored. They haven't shown to be able to be a legit offensive team so far, and they're barely beating what we've already agreed on is one of the worst teams in the playoffs right now. So, should we feel great about this team? Should we feel like they're just doing what they're supposed to? Because right now, I don't feel like this rah-rah, like, yeah, we're going to go take on the Bucks playing this well. I feel like you're barely scraping by to get past the Pacers. How do you feel about that, Sway?
Yeah, I mean, both games weren't pretty, especially game 1. I mean, that third quarter obviously was the story in game 1. Game 2 came down to, you know, those last, essentially the fourth quarter when they were able to erase the deficit and then pull ahead and everything that happened in those last couple of minutes. But I think one thing you have to feel comfortable about is the way they're executing their offense. You know, it's not just, okay, Kyrie, save the day. if that was the case, then I'd be a little more concerned. Then I would say, okay, you can't have Kyrie do this all throughout the entire postseason. You need the other guys. Tatum stepped up. Game 1, you saw what Morris did when things started off slow for the Celtics. I mean, he disappeared in Game 2, but we're hoping that we'll see what we saw in Game 1 out of Morris. I do think he's very important on the offensive end. He just changes things, and he, because of matchup purposes or matchup reasons, it's a headache for the Pacers once he gets going, especially a guy coming off the bench. But moving forward, I think this Game 3 is very important for obvious reasons. I mean, obviously, the Celtics would get a 3-0 lead, but this is also important because we want to see this on the road. And that's something that Kyrie Irving talked about after Game 2. Can this team deliver on the road? Can they be composed on the road? Can they come back from a deficit on the road? Because that's going to happen. Whether we're talking about 10, 11, 12-point deficit, that's going to happen. The Pacers are going to grab that deficit or grab that lead. And it's up to the Celtics to grab it back and do it on the road and prove to everyone that they can do that on the road. Because otherwise, they're doomed against the Bucks. I mean, this is the only time they're going to have home court throughout the postseason. So they have to show that, one, they're stronger on the road than we've seen in the past, and two, that they're consistent. We don't want to see this, 2 good games and then 1 bad one, or, what we saw throughout the course of the regular season where they just couldn't keep that consistency. There's no room for that in the playoffs, especially in a 7-game series. And when you got your back against the wall, which is going to happen if they are to pass the Pacers, or when they pass the Pacers, whether it's this weekend or next week, they have to show that they're able to perform at a high level on the road.
Turnovers. What the hell is going on with the Celtics not taking care of the ball? I mean, 34 turnovers in the first 2 games. I know, at home, exactly. I mean, in Game 2, 14 turnovers led to 20 points for the Pacers. What do you think is the issue here? Is it just they're just not paying attention, or what do you think?
I think it's a combination of 2 things. I mean, one, I feel like we're not giving the Pacers enough credit defensively. The biggest difference between these 2 teams is what the Celtics have on the offense. The gap is ridiculous. I mean, obviously we don't have to go down the line here, but there's just a handful of options that the Celtics have, guys that can put the ball on the floor, guys that can really get going offensively, whereas the Pacers have a couple. You saw what Bogdanovich did. You see a couple other guys step up here and there, but they don't really have that guy that's going to take over. Now, I think that has a lot to do with it, but also I feel like, especially in Game 1 in the first half, there was a lot of like, oh, you do it. Oh, no, you do it. Oh, no, I want to give me the assist. There's a lot of like too much passing, and some of that you can give credit to Kyrie Irving, and that's just him trying to establish a foundation of guys that are going to feel confident moving forward. So I like that out of him, but they have to figure that out before they wrap up this series because they can't turn the ball over 17 times. That can't be like an average throughout the postseason.
No,
that's what it looks like, right? I mean, 17 one game, 14 the other? They're at like 16, 15, 16
20
turnovers a night?
It was 20 in Game 1 and 14 in Game 2.
By the way, and you turn the ball over 14 times against the Bucks, they're putting up 30 points against you. The fact that the Pacers only scored 20 points, that's pathetic.
That's ridiculous.
That's pathetic.
The Pacers definitely would have been in that game if they didn't turn the ball over.
If they just scored off turnovers, you know what I mean?
Like you said, they scored, what did you say, 20 points off of the
20 points off of turnovers in Game 2, the Pacers, yeah.
That could easily be 35 against the Bucks. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah.
So, that's glad you brought it up.
So, another thing I want to bring up in favor of the Celtics is rebounds. Mm-hmm. You have the word for the Pacers before the series was length. The Pacers have length. The Celtics have to combat against their length. Well, so far in the first 2 games, the Celtics have out-rebounded the Pacers 120-92. What do you think is the reason for this, and can the Celtics keep this up in Indiana?
I think it's a level of effort, and it's impressive when you think about how the condition that Aron Baynes is in. I mean, Aron Baynes is just like he's hurting, man. It's like they're just taping him together before every single game and just sending him out there. Like the Celtics aren't going to say this, but this guy has to be on a minute restriction. I mean, we're not seeing him approach 20 minutes a game, and
it's too much tice.
That's a little troubling when you talk about a team against the Bucks. Yeah, I know, right? Too much tice,
way too much tice.
And you saw how the offense suffered a bit, or the team on both ends suffered a bit when Tice was in the lineup. But I mean, a lot of that has to do also with Irving. I mean, Irving not only is showing his defensive side, which we haven't talked about much throughout the regular season, or pretty much throughout his time in Boston, but he's been grabbing boards. It's been huge for them. Making steals, obviously Al Horford has a lot to do with that as well. And Al was under the weather in Game 2, but he was able to pull himself together, especially late in the game, which I thought was impressive. I thought you would get the best out of him in the first half, but it was the opposite, in my opinion, in game 2. So, and it's a great sign. It is, everyone seems to be on the same page in terms of their effort and how they want to execute. And hopefully we can see them keep this thing going and head into game 3 with the same attitude and the same mindset.
Yeah, I'm gonna chalk that up to the fact that the Pacers again just suck right now. I don't think
hey, you're so mad they suck.
Like, so he is. He's so angry. You should have heard him before.
But where's Miles Turner been? Where's Miles Turner been? All season, all playoffs. Where has he been?
He's been blocking shots.
Man, he had a pretty good. He had a good third quarter though. He had a good third quarter game.
Great. One out of 8. 1 out of 8 quarters.
So did the Pacers. Good. Yeah. The whole rest of the Pacers had a good third quarter. All right. You brought up Al Horford a little bit and Aron Baynes. Any updates on those two? Have you heard anything about Marcus Smart? How's he feeling day to day? Give us an injury report there, Sway.
From the two big guys, not much. They do have practice Friday morning, so I'm going to find out what Brad Stevens has to say.
Okay.
In terms of Marcus Smart, he's just now starting to not feel pain day to day, and that I don't know how I feel about that. That's just,
right.
He's nowhere close, if you ask me. He's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens from there. But it's pretty much the same timetable that most people had in mind, 2 to 3 weeks, see how he feels from there. And then from that standpoint, I mean, you kind of just have to not even consider Marcus Smart making a comeback against the Bucks. You have to wait and see. Because at this point, it's looking like if he does make a comeback, he's probably going to be at the tail end of that best-of-7 series. Whereas I was thinking maybe Game 3 in Boston would be a great game for him to come back. But it's looking kind of bleak, that possibility.
Yeah, it sort of sounds like Eastern Conference Finals are nothing for Smart right now.
Yeah, maybe a 6 or 7 at best. Right. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't know how far the Celtics can go without Smart against the Bucks if that matchup happens.
So he did.
You talking about a sweep? Is that what you're saying right now, Sean?
I did.
You think the Bucks can get the brooms out? Okay.
Hey, we're not talking about the Bucks right now. Right now, we're just celebrating a 2-0 lead. Okay,
right.
Even though all I want to do is look past this crappy, stupid Pacers team.
I'm hearing sarcasm. I'm hearing anger. I don't know.
No,
I don't know what to take with this. I know he's a little under the weather as well, but
it's like what Chris Rock says about the that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
So they're supposed to win 2 games at home, right? So I guess to use the old cliche, it doesn't. What is it? Series doesn't start until the losing team. The home team loses.
What are you guys, brothers or something?
Yeah, but we must be. We must be sharing some DNA.
Did you say that earlier?
Yeah,
he
sure did. Of course, he did.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
All right.
What was I going to say? Pacers. Okay.
Hold on. Before you say what you're going to say, so the Smart did travel with the team, though. I just want to confirm that.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Even though he's not playing, Smart yelling from the bench, good enough for me for right now.
Even though it's weird how he said he just stopped having trouble, feeling pain when he was sneezing, and he looked pretty active on the bench the other night.
Yeah, but see, if he was there in game 1, he would have been in pain the whole time when he was screaming from the top of his lungs. So
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Papa Pavone was just like, why, he says he's in pain. Why is he screaming?
Well, also, I guess at the same time they did have
Dad's like, take it easy, Marcus.
I know. He's like, he goes. He must be ready then. I'm like, no, not close. Not even close.
I think he just wanted to show off those kicks, those bedazzled spiked kicks.
Yeah, he was looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
Dapper?
All right. I'm glad you stopped when you did, because if you were going to say
it got weird,
good,
right? It got weird instantly.
I don't know if we're talking about the same guy.
My fault, Sean. What were you going to say for it?
Nothing. I'd rather just make fun of Marcus Smart's outfit.
More of a reason for him to come back sooner rather than later, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So I guess we take it as it comes with the Pacers, and I'm gonna hold all my Bucks takes for later.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
All right, cool.
That's what I'll do. And by the way, I am happy and rooting for the Celtics against the Pacers. I'm only mad because I now look like a moron.
Wouldn't be the first time
that the Pacers were a good team.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I would weren't a lot of people weren't expecting this thing to be as quicker as other Celtics fans, but you did say 7. I don't think I've heard anyone say this thing goes 7. But
oh well, congratulations, you heard me, motherfucker.
You're the first.
Hey, also, I'm not gonna lie. We still haven't seen them play away yet. So
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, Celtics haven't been.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a blowout in Game 3, then yeah, you're gonna look like a genius there, Sean.
All right, prediction time there, Sway. Who goes off this weekend? Hayward, maybe a little scary Terry. I mean, Terry hasn't been offensively, doing his thing, but on the defensive side, he's grabbing boards. He had finished with 6 boards and 6 assists in Game 2, so he didn't exactly find his shot, but he did find the open man. Hayward, same thing. Hayward is slowly, becoming the third scorer in these first 2 games. And probably the best scorer off the bench, after Morris had a goose egg in Game 2. So who do you think goes off, other than Kyrie, obviously, and Tatum?
I think it's Hayward. I think one of these games he's going to have a really good one. You're seeing that rhythm again. You're seeing him step into his shot. I mean, it's just a matter of how many touches is he going to get and how he's going to take advantage of them. Because when we look at the best games of the season from Hayward, I mean, that's when you saw – those are games where he really just took matters to his own hand. Like, when is he going to pick his spots? When is he going to say, okay, now it's my turn? And I think one of these games is going to be Hayward's big one, whether we're talking Game 3 or Game 4. I also think Morris is going to bounce back. I know Joel is really upset with him after Game 2.
Pissed off.
I think if the Celtics managed to lose that game, you probably would have blamed the entire loss on Morris alone.
It would have been justified. I think it would have been justified.
The entire loss, yeah. He would have been like, you know what? It was because of Morris, They got down by 12, and Morris couldn't come up with 14 points. They needed him.
I mean, you sent me a video pregame of him shooting, and he didn't make a single shot. So I'm
he missed all of them. Yeah,
it's not looking good. What the fuck? We should have known from before the game started that he was not going to play well.
And when I stopped recording, he kept missing too. I was like, "What's going on?" Like, everyone makes their shots to shoot around.
All right, you thought he was nervous because you were recording him, but no, he just that's just the way.
I should have tweeted that shit out. Like, yo, Morris
it's actually Markieff.
Gonna have a bad game.
Yeah. Sean thinks it's Markieff that took over and not Marcus.
Oh, they pulled the switcheroo again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He said, "Come on, bro, get some playoff." Wait, no, he's in the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
Never mind.
He is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with him, man. Guy switches teams every 6 months, man.
Dude loves to confuse us.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Celtics sweep? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Celtics sweep.
Nice.
Man, what a homer, dude.
So nobody's gonna come up big for the Pacers. No, Bogdanovich is not gonna.
No, Bogdanovich will drop 30. He'll go off. He'll go like 27, 30. But it won't be enough, man. It's late game execution. Like when it comes down to it, if the game is tied, who's coming up with the big play? Who's gonna put the ball on the floor?
Definitely not Wes Matthews.
Wes Matthews, yes.
The way they've been playing, yeah, exactly. That's the last time you'll see him inbound. He won't never make another inbound play with Matthews starting things off. If it's a tie game with 20 seconds left, like it's just not gonna happen.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
I think, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the podcast. I think Bogdanovich is getting way too much, benefit of these calls from the refs. So I don't understand why he's not an all-star, and I think that's going to continue in Indiana because he's at home.
Well, he's got that unorthodox flow, when he puts the ball on the floor, because he can. Like, I know it looks awkward, but he can. Like when he puts the ball on the floor, it opens things up for the Pacers, believe it or not. But he just looks awkward. So like any little bit of contact looks worse than it actually is.
He just bitches too to the refs, and I was expecting a tech here and there, but no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, he trips a lot. And Tatum trips a lot, too, by the way.
Yo, he needs to cut that shit out, man. He needs to cut that out.
Yeah, like, come on, man. You're not Kobe. Was that part of the Kobe lesson? Was that day
every time.
Always complain to the referee because
smacking
eventually down the road.
Yeah, but he never gets the calls, though.
But he does. He just shut up and play.
Yeah, but he never gets the calls.
But the refs. But the more you bitch about it, exactly. The more you bitch about it, the refs are not going to like it.
That's not true. That's not true. The more you bitch about it, the more they'll actually get the call.
If he was an all-star,
if you're LeBron James, right? Exactly.
If he was an all-star, then
you're one of the top scorers.
Make an all-star team first, and then you can bitch and complain. Until then,
but he
shut up and play.
When I watch Tatum, I mean,
shut up and dribble.
minus the complaints. I'm always like, this dude can't just buy a call. He can't get a call for the life of him. This guy constantly is going to the rim, and he's. I think he shoots like 2 free throws a game.
Well, Tony Brothers, too. That's another thing.
But a lot of the times, though, he doesn't get fouled, Sean. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he does.
Well, one play, no one touched him, and he scored. and he's still complaining. I'm like, bro, you got the basket, and no one touched you.
Yo, it should have been an and one, man.
Take it easy.
He got blocked by Miles Turner. It was a clean block. I'm still bitching. Like, bro, he's the best shot blocker in the league.
He got him in the body.
Nah, yo.
I seen it.
Nice try.
Yeah, that's like that cop out that the YMCA league freaking referee always says, bro. I'm sorry, man. Got him with the body.
Got him with the body.
Got him with the body.
Got him with the
Yeah.
body.
Oh, yeah, got him.
You stuck your gut out. Got him with the body.
Yeah.
Fucking A. All right, Swayze, man. Thanks for
Gotta move your feet.
for checking in. You heard it here first. Swayze says it's going to be a sweep. It's going to be a
Get
sweep.
the brooms out.
Gonna
Get
be
the
a
brooms out.
sweep, and good luck up there in Indiana, man.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Maybe
I'll keep you guys posted.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Send us some cool videos of these the so-called Pacers fans.
yeah, count the
I
MAGA
think
hats, man.
I think I'm gonna blend in and just be like, you guys believe that damn Pacers team last night? I'm gonna go with it. Like I'm from here. I'm a diehard. Because that guy who just walked past me, like he thinks I'm a Pacer fan. Like he doesn't realize I'm like I'm critiquing them. He thinks I'm like complaining about
Yeah,
it.
he thinks you're bitching about the team. Like, oh, I can't believe it, man.
Right.
They got to get together before
Exactly.
Game 3.
Right.
All right,
We can beat this team, man. I'm telling you,
We
man.
got
Celtics are
this.
that
Kyrie
good.
ain't shit.
All right. Hopefully the curse of sway won't continue here in Indiana. So we'll talk to you soon.
Oh, the sweep, which just means it's done completely. You know, it's gone.
Stop
Gone.
trying to kill
Yeah,
it, bro.
he's hoping it.
Stop
He's
trying
hoping
to
it.
kill
Hoping
it.
into existence.
Yeah, man. The more you try, the more you acknowledge it, the less it's been working out for you, man. You may as well stop.
How about this? How about
Make
this?
sure.
If it happens, man,
Okay, go ahead.
I'll sweep the Causeway studio up. How about that, huh?
We
I'll do labor for a prediction
we got
then.
carpet here, bro. You're gonna have to vacuum.
You're gonna have to vacuum.
Come on, man. Listeners don't know that, man. Come on. Fuck.
Right. Make sure you go to church on Sunday. All right. If they lose Game 3 because it's Easter, and you're gonna need it because we can't have this anymore. We can't have the series tied up here, bro. We can't do that. Come on, man.
All right, you got it.
All right. All right. Be safe.
no meat
on Good
Friday, Sway.
Yeah. No meat. No meat today on Good Friday.
I'm at the body of this calzone, but
Well, you got some time. All right, bro.
yeah, I got some time.
All right. Later, bro.
Later, man.
I think the funniest thing about that is we're talking about how shitty Indiana is, and he's like, "Yeah, I took a lift to CVS."
You thought I was gonna say like I took a lift to like a pizza shop.
Yeah, like I wanted to check out the downtown. No, I went to
Someone told me that like this is the best pizza in town. He was like, "Yeah, I went to CVS
CVS to get a couple things.
to stock up on some toothpaste."
Yeah, cool. That's awesome, man.
He said,
That's
"What should I
awesome.
do here in Indiana?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Well, so you say sweep, Sway say sweep.
What do you say?
I think they win one.
Okay, yeah, I
they
wouldn't be
win one.
surprised. I'm basically just saying sweep out of spite.
Any of the two games, the Pacers were going to go off. And I'm not saying to go off that they're going to like beat the Celtics by like 20. No, I mean like they're going to go off where they're not going to have a fourth quarter that they had in Game 2, where they only scored 12 points. They were outscored 31-12. No, that's not going to happen. If there was one of the two that they were going to win, I say Game 3.
Yeah.
Wrap it. Win Game 4 and then wrap it up in Game 5.
Said it a couple times already, but I mean, it's not like the Celtics are been setting the world on fire. You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
But to wrap up this episode of the Causeway Street Podcast, where we do every episode with,
In case you missed it.
in case you missed it,
In case you missed it.
the first in case you missed it of 2019 NBA playoffs.
Oh.
And Sean, I got to start off with your boy. Boogie Cousins, kid.
Yeah, man. Warriors are done.
Boogie Cousins.
Their championship hopes are crushed. This is.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Before you
I got a eulogy ready.
yeah, before you read your eulogy. All right. So then everyone saw, or everyone heard at least, about Game 2, right? How the Warriors blew 31-point lead, lost to the Clippers, and then even before the 31-point lead even happened, Boogie Cousins gets injured in the first quarter by himself.
Yep.
No one was around him. He tried to grab a loose ball,
Torn quad.
similar to what he did when he was in New Orleans, kind of like trying to get a rebound before the ball went out of bounds, type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. What was it? His Achilles in New Orleans, right? Well, this time around, torn left quad.
Straight through.
Okay, everyone was hoping. I mean, not Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was like, yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everyone was hoping that it wasn't a tear, but unfortunately it is.
Yep.
Even though no surgery is needed, the Warriors are saying most likely will not return for the playoffs because no timetable was set. So Sean,
Yeah.
the floor is yours.
Yeah, no, Warriors are done. They're done. They're done. I think they'll beat the Clippers, but I don't think they're going to get past the Rockets in the second round now.
What?
Yeah.
You're not going to get past the Rockets,
No,
dude?
no,
Come on.
not going to get past. No, this team was built around having
Yo,
Boogie
you
Cousins
do know
coming.
they beat the better Rockets team last year without Boogie, right?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, this is devastating. This is a devastating blow.
Wow, I thought you were going to say that they weren't going to like win the finals, but you're telling me they're going to get knocked down in the second round now.
Yep, I do. I'm telling you
I
that.
didn't see that one coming, bro.
I'm telling you that, man.
I didn't see what you saying.
I'm telling you that.
Say that, yo.
Yep.
So you're telling me Houston lost on purpose to get the 4th seed so that they would match up with the Warriors in the second round?
No, I didn't say that. They
No,
didn't.
no,
No, because you're probably avoiding the Warriors at all costs with Boogie Cousins on the team. But now, yeah, man, I just think that Boogie Cousins gave them an automatic trip to the finals pass. Having him on the team. No, so maybe I'm being a little harsh right now.
Thank you.
I'm being a little dramatic, but at the same time,
First the Pacers, no, the fucking Warriors.
no, I do think the Warriors they don't have an automatic bid to the finals anymore. They could lose to the Rockets. I'm 100% serious about that. I mean, without having Cousins there as your insurance policy just to take over games if whoever doesn't have it that night, or I mean, it's not like Klay Thompson's been setting the world on fire.
You were singing a completely different tune last episode. Now DeMarcus Cousins is down, and now you're saying that the Warriors blow now. What happened to Steph Curry being able to see now? He's going to shoot better.
Yeah, sure. It was all good when Cousins was there, man. It was all good when Cousins was there. Since Cousins is not on that team anymore, man.
God. What about the rest of this series?
Clippers. Come on.
No, I'm not going to say the Clippers are going to win, but it's going to go like the distance now?
No. Okay. Last episode, you heard me say that no one's going to beat the Warriors ever, of all time, ever. But that was my faith in Boogie Cousins being like, how do you just add a piece that is like the best big man in the NBA? You just add that piece in, and it's just like, oh well, that's just our insurance policy.
But they won without him, bro.
Sure. They won without him, but they also
won without him, and they also
went to 7 against the Rockets.
Yeah, but the
and
Rockets
the year
are-
before that,
but
they
the Rockets-
should have got beaten by the Spurs, but
the
Kawhi
Rockets
got hurt.
are worse this year though than they were last year.
Well, Harden's better this year than he was last year. So
That's not saying much because Harden doesn't come up huge in playoffs. We've talked about this.
the Warriors, even though Steph can see, even though Durant is great,
All right.
even though whatever, the Warriors are still the Warriors.
All right,
but if they don't have DeMarcus Cousins, then it's not a automatic put them in the finals conversation. They're going to have to play their way through the West now.
All right. Let me ask you this. If by some miraculous chance, based on what you're telling me, they do make it to the finals and the Celtics make it to the finals, who's winning that series now that DeMarcus Cousins is in the mix?
So they're making it to the finals.
Hey. Come on.
But if they do, then I can go back to my regular season prediction. My original regular season prediction.
Wow, I'm going to have to check the tape for that, but go ahead.
Which was the Celtics.
No, you didn't say that.
No, I said my original prediction was that now that the Warriors are, when Cousins went to the Warriors, I said the Celtics could make it to the finals, but they're not going to get past the Warriors. I think if you take Cousins out of the mix, then yeah, that's a flip a coin. I think it's going to be it would be a great series.
All right.
Cousins' loss changes everything because as much as people want to say like, well, he was just there and he had to play the whole season.
No one was saying that. I just think you're putting a lot of stock into DeMarcus Cousins, and not saying that he's not an important piece. He is, but you still have 3 other deadly scorers, / shooters that can beat any team even without DeMarcus Cousins, in my opinion.
Yep, and they could. They could, but it's not a slam. It's not a guarantee anymore, like when you had Cousins.
Okay, but back to my prediction, where I still believe the Celtics can still make it out of the East, and now with DeMarcus Cousins not in the mix, I mean, again, maybe he returns, maybe he doesn't. But if he doesn't return,
I don't think he's returning.
But if he doesn't return, the Celtics have a shot. And the Warriors now, I mean, they have been all season, in my opinion. They're at their most vulnerable they've been during their whole run. And now without DeMarcus Cousins, like you said, it's a whole ball game. But it doesn't mean that they're going to lose to any Western Conference team, I don't think. That's just me.
I just think it makes the road a lot. It makes the Western Conference playoffs a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
because the door is now open.
Okay, all right.
It's not.
We shall see.
It's not just Warriors are going to win no matter what. It's they don't have Cousins now. Maybe there's a chance the Rockets could come in and win. Which I wouldn't be surprised. Last year they took him to 7, and Harden's better. Draymond's worse.
All right, we shall see. In case you missed it,
All right.
Joel Embiid was out for Game 3 against the Nets. Didn't really matter because the Philadelphia 76ers still won the game.
Smoked him.
And he was out with left knee soreness.
That's not good though.
Yeah, that was going to be my next thing. Should the Sixers be concerned about Embiid long term here?
Yeah.
The Nets are better than people are giving them credit for.
Yeah, and especially D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
I think he's had a really good playoff so far.
We saw old friend Moose Monroe get the start for the Sixers.
Yep.
I don't think the Sixers want to rely too much on Moose.
Well, that's why I got Boban.
Boban.
That's why I got Big Ed Boban. Which I feel like we haven't talked about Boban for like ages, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm on a playoff team scoring." What did he have? 16 points the other night.
I mean, Boban, if you know how to use him,
Yeah.
could be effective.
Yeah.
I mean,
So speaking of the series, I just want to bring it up.
go
So
ahead.
next time you guys watch the next Sixers Brooklyn game, why is the Brooklyn court
looks smaller, right?
so small?
I think the arena overall is not that big either.
It's like they're playing on a high school basketball court. Like everyone out there looks like, well, there's just not enough room to do anything. Like everyone's just like bumping into their people. Like people are stepping out of bounds randomly, thinking they're in bounds. I
think the way the setup is and the color scheme, which hasn't changed since they.
I think somebody
Since
needs.
they've been in
I think somebody
existence.
needs to get a yardstick out and
somebody
measure
should-
it.
Yeah, it's like the soccer field at Gillette. It looks wider than it does longer.
Yeah, which is
it's
definitely
just weird.
Yeah,
it's noticeable,
noticeable.
very noticeable.
Yeah.
Well-
Anyways,
Yeah, now everyone's gonna peep it because you said it.
I'm telling you, enjoy watching fucking 7-footers run around on a high school basketball court. 76ers could be in a little bit of trouble, not just because of Embiid, but Jimmy Butler, man.
Yeah.
What's going on with him?
Well, I mean,
this is
it's
the time for him
easy
to come
not to
out.
talk about it because they're up 2-1, but
Yeah, but he hasn't played well.
It could be easily tied up before they go back to Philly.
Yeah, they didn't play particularly well in Game 3 against the Nets. The Nets just sort of
Yeah, they had to grind it out.
Yeah, they grinded it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Simmons had a great game, but that was about it. And
See,
Simmons
the
and Redick
Sixers-
had a great game, but where's Jimmy Butler? Like, Jimmy Butler should be taking over these games without Embiid.
See, the Sixers are not a great road team.
Yeah,
And they're not a great grinded out team.
no,
They
did
have
tonight,
to like, for the most part, the majority of their wins are like near blowout wins.
Yeah.
And if they're not doing that, it's not easy for them to grind it out.
Yep.
Especially if it's, within like a couple possessions.
No, but Embiid's going to be huge. He needs to get healthy, and I don't know why he's all of a sudden having all these health issues and needs days off. But
He should have took game 1 off, and then
he should have. I thought they were going to rest him game 1.
He did pretty much take game 1 off, but I digress. In case you missed it, Luke Walton out. Surprise, surprise, as the Lakers head coach. Mm-hmm. And now is the new Kings head coach.
That was quick.
That was
For a shitty head coach.
dumb quick. Really? You think he's a shitty head coach, huh?
You failed with LeBron James? Let's give you a job over here.
I think he's a better equipped coach with younger players
What
than veterans. And the Kings are a pretty young squad.
Yeah. What gives you that?
I don't think who was it that was working over there shouldn't have got fired. I think
Mike Malone?
Yeah, I don't think. No, it's not Mike Malone. Mike Malone's in Denver, isn't he?
Yeah, but he was.
No, I'm talking about like this year's
dude,
coach.
that dude sucked.
Well, I mean, considering
The guy from the Grizzlies.
considering the expectations coming into the season,
They had no expectations.
But
But he had
none,
three.
and
But he had
and
three.
They just missed the playoffs.
3 under 500 seasons. Three has missed the playoffs.
All right. So you're telling me he probably was going to lose his job regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this was the year they were like, "Yep, we have a young core. Let's get a good coach."
Yeah.
And they picked Luke Walton. That management team is Vlade Divac still running shit up there?
Of course.
Oh my god, they're gonna ruin everything they have. He's gonna ruin everything they have, just like he ruined DeMarcus Cousins. Just like he ruined.
He didn't ruin DeMarcus Cousins.
He did.
He just
traded him away for Buddy Hield. But Buddy has been playing pretty well. Buddy Hield was their leading scorer this year.
Considering,
Yeah.
he did luck out on that. Wasn't a great trade when it was made, but it's panning out so far.
Still take Buddy Hield over Jaylen Brown.
I'll let that one go.
All
I'll
right.
let that one go. In case you missed it, David Griffin is the new vice president of basketball operations in New Orleans. The former GM of the Cavs believes that the Pelicans can convince Anthony Davis to stay and sign his extension. Supermax, aka.
Good.
What do you think?
Well, you always gotta shoot for the stars. You know what I mean?
He said he's talking to Rich Paul and says that he's confident that it can get done.
Remember that Doug episode where Phoebe told him to think? Was it Phoebe? Maybe. Is that a character?
Yeah, Phoebe. Phoebe sounds. Was she the one with the red hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Phoebe.
That Think Big.
Yeah.
They made the music video. Should be his theme song right now.
Think big.
You gotta shoot for the stars, man.
Bang on that tree. Like the beginning of that song, nothing to do with the concept, but whatever.
Yeah. No, those are two different music videos, bro.
No, but it was together. It turned into like Think Big. Yeah, I'll show it to you after.
All right. All right. Looks like we're watching some Doug tonight. All right. not gonna say no to that. No, man, you gotta come in and at least be like, yeah, man, don't worry about a thing, Pelicans fans. We'll keep the guy who said there's no chance in hell he's re-signing here and wore a shirt that says "That's all, folks" on the last game of the season.
And had nothing to do with Space Jam because I think he's turned that down. A lot of players have turned down having a role in Space Jam.
Yeah, well,
so
it is what it is. Anthony Davis isn't staying there. I'm only worried that Griffin, if you remember, he was the guy that traded Kyrie to the Celtics.
No, that's false. He got fired
because he wouldn't make the trade.
He got fired, and then Kyrie demanded the trade.
No,
that was a tipping. Yep, that was a tipping point for Kyrie. If you remember.
Oh, I thought that was the last thing he did.
No.
And then LeBron said,
Griffin was trying to
you traded Kyrie, you're fired.
No, Griffin was trying to get Paul George. And for whatever reason, the Cavaliers, the brass, didn't want to pull that deal off. And when that didn't happen, Griffin was let go. And then Kyrie was like, oh, Griffin's gone and you didn't get Paul George or another All-Star? I want out.
Sayonara. Hey, so, okay, fine. Whatever. David Griffin. For all the Celtics, Anthony Davis, wanters, lovers.
Yeah.
Does it affect it?
Well, I mean, if he's talking like this already, he's going to play hardball.
He's probably going to play hardball.
He's going to play hardball. He's going to say, I want like
no
all the picks.
Don't put Tatum in there. Don't trade Tatum.
I want all the picks.
Smart. Don't trade Tatum. Don't trade Smart. I would just let Kyrie walk and do something else.
Well, we'll see how that works out in the summertime. In case you missed it, last but not least, Danny Ainge has settled the Pierce versus Dwayne Wade debate by getting the Celtics stat guys to analyze both careers. The result: Pierce is better than Dwayne Wade.
That's the result.
I'll tell you why. According to the stats, this is what Danny Ainge said. This is based on what Danny Ainge spoke about.
Yeah.
According to the stats, Pierce is better in his 30s than Dwayne Wade was, numbers-wise. And he was more consistent, and he stayed more healthy. So he played more games, while Dwayne Wade deteriorated in his 30s, and Pierce didn't. It's coming from Danny Ainge. So Danny Ainge says Pierce is the better player, according to Ainge.
Yeah, I just feel like I would probably...
Danny even said that Pierce was actually a better player in his 30s than Pierce in his 20s.
Which is hard to...
Yeah, right? It's hard to fathom that.
I don't know if I believe that. But whatever.
Well, I mean,
stat guys.
Based on the thing. So can you imagine being a part of the Celtics stat team and getting that phone call? All right, guys, I'm going to need y'all to look up some numbers. Okay, yeah, so Kyrie, Marcus Smart.
I know right now you're
getting ready for the playoffs.
Pretty busy with our draft drafts. I'm trying to fill out.
You got the scouting guys out, in Europe or whatnot.
And I know Brad's probably got a really hefty Pacers stat request in right now, but I'm going to need you to drop everything.
Whoa, oh my God. What's going to happen? You want us to look up like Anthony Davis stuff? Or? No.
I was at the bar last night.
I was drinking some chocolate milk.
Yeah, drinking some chocolate milk, with Kevin. And Robert walks in.
I was chilling, and then we were talking about Larry.
Obviously, we're in our Larry versus Magic argument, like we always get into. Don't need to pull those stats again.
They're like, "Whoa, this must be huge." I'm gonna need you. We got to a heavy discussion to bring up Paul Pierce's numbers and Dwayne Wade's numbers and compare the two and get back to me.
And then you just shove it in Robert's face, thinking Dwayne Wade's a better player.
But I need this stat.
Yeah, this is beyond my desk by the time I get in.
And they're like, "Oh, okay."
They're
right.
like,
are you nothing else? You need anything else?
They got off the phone and they were just like, this. Some nerd was like, "This mother, I'm over here trying to figure out DeMarcus Sabonis' war and see how it translates over from his European league, and I have to do this. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna call Wick. Does Wick know Danny's using company resources to settle his bar argument?"
Like, who are they gonna complain to? They can't say anything to fucking Steven. Steven's gonna be like, "Bro,
I'm going to the owner."
Steven's gonna be like, "That's my boss. So you do what he says and whatever. Maybe it affects us, maybe it doesn't, but you do what he says." Where's he gonna go to? He's gonna go to Wick Grossbeck?
I've had it. Danny gets in a different argument every day, and has me clean up his dirty work.
So there you have it.
In case you missed it.
In case you missed it.
In case you missed it.
First, in case you missed it, of the 2019 NBA playoffs. And as always, follow us on all social media accounts at Causeway Street. Oh, and one quick thing before we get up out of here. Well, our boy, friend of the Causeway Street Podcast, Bobby Manning, who co-hosts the CLNS post-game show, has asked me to come on after Game 3.
Nice.
To co-host with him the CLNS Celtics post-game show. So catch that on CLNS.com immediately after Game 3. So this should be interesting. Maybe
he's come on the show before.
Maybe I'll get Bobby. He has, yes. Remember the Bobby bombs?
Oh, yeah. Does he still do that?
I don't know.
Nah, he better not. Just make sure he doesn't do that shit. That was annoying.
I'm sure. Make sure he does. I don't think he's gonna break any news after
Bobby bombs
after games now.
Okay, good.
So
I'm not going there. I'll let it go.
So shout out to Bobby and the whole CLNS staff over there. So give me the opportunity and maybe some more appearances in the playoffs will be in order.
There you go. Good,
so,
good.
Check that out. And shout out to Sway for checking in from Indiana. Hopefully his prediction is correct. We won't have to worry about the Pacers until next season.
Yeah. And next year we'll probably have to worry about them because they'll actually be a good team.
Well, I don't know how long was Old out for.
Was
it Achilles?
No, wasn't it? I think it was ACL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like
midway.
No,
sounds
about right. So hopefully next episode we're talking about the Bucks. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm down to talk about the Bucks. Let's do it.
Until then.
All right.
Peace.
Later.